Hold on tight for the next hour. You're entering into a place, a zone called the alternative to the alternative media.
What the hell's going on out here?
It's a place, a special place where even truth seekers fear to tread.
All right, people, let's move like we got a purpose. Affirmative.
It's time for the Greg Anthony Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all races, colors, and creeds. And even if you're a boy one day and you think you're a girl the next day, hey, folks, you still can listen. But please, I don't want to catch that. Stay 6 feet away, right? Not that there's anything wrong with it. Hey, welcome to the greatest show on earth. Hey, folks, it's better than a Trump rally. You know, it's better than, let me see, Harry Carey calling a Cubs game that's never going to happen this year after he's had a six-pack of beer. Man, it's better than sitting on film star Sophia Loren's lap. Well, you know, I don't know about that. I'm Greg Anthony here. You know, when I was in Italy, I lived there for 7 years as a foreign correspondent. You may not believe this, but I did sit on her lap. It's this show isn't better than that. Greg Anthony here. And you know what? I know it's Friday night. It's Friday night, folks, and you've had your fill of, you know what? I call it COVID-19 pandemic. You've had your fill. You've heard it all. And you know what? We're going to just go off the rails a little bit tonight. I know you don't want to just get into the numbers. Aren't you tired? Every day I'm getting up and I see this. 600 died. Then it goes up to 900. Then it goes up to 1,300 today. America has more cases than China, and they have I don't know how many billion people. Now listen, I know you don't want to listen to this anymore, but I'm going to give you some how to get through this, some mischievous ways to have fun with the COVID virus. I know we're all home. Can you believe this? They shut down an economy because you got a cough. You know, I've got some really good things to tell you, some mischievous things to tell you about this. But before I do, let me say this. I've got some inside information here that nobody gets. Now, you know something? I'm not a real fan of the mainstream media, even though I came from that. I was a journalist, strike one. Then I chose to get into the legal profession, strike two. Now I'm a radio broadcaster, strike three. You know what? Give me another chance at bat. But anyway, I've got some inside information you're not going to get anywhere else. Did you realize this, that the military is now, they're getting together and they're airdropping. This is going to happen tomorrow at 10 a.m. So get up if you're in LA, Chicago, and I think New York and San Francisco. They're going to start airdropping toilet paper. Can you believe that? Yes, airdropping toilet paper. Where did this toilet paper shortage come from? I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Toilet paper? You can get anything else on Amazon. You can get, well, hell, you can get anything you want on Amazon, but you can't get toilet paper. But anyway, I like to think about, anytime I listen to a guy on the radio, I always kind of think, where is he at? You know, it's kind of like I couldn't get through the day the other day without knowing if that Dr. Fauci was a jockey, ever wanted to be a jockey. And I got an answer on that. He never did. But anyway, I'm in Mexico, and you would not believe the number of people that are coming here. They don't want to be in America because there's still some restaurants open here. There's still some things to do in Mexico, yeah. And right now I'm in a little place. Last week I was in Tijuana. Today I'm in a little town called Rosarito. Believe it or not, I'm in Rosarito. And I'm sitting here, and I've asked them to be quiet because I'm on the air, but they're having a hard time, so you may hear some things. But anyway, nothing's really, there's not as many people out. But really, I wanted to give you a flavor. They're not really going crazy here like in America. And then Americans are saying, well, listen, it's because, you know, the Mexican government doesn't really care about their people and they're just going to let them die. But really, have you ever thought about this? Really, what's the difference if we all have it? If we all have the coronavirus, why can't we just go out? Now, listen, this is what we're listening to. I listened to, there's a story about this expert from Australia. He's a virologist. And he said he warns that we will all get the coronavirus. Now, this expert says this. He says he's an Australian virologist at the forefront of coronavirus testing, has warned we're all going to get infected with the coronavirus at some point. Okay, he's an associate professor at the University of Queensland. And he said this quote, "It doesn't look like this virus is ever going to go back in the box. At some point in the coming months or years, we're all going to get infected because we've all been infected by these other epidemic viruses," he said. And so here's the deal. So now they're talking about the other day, they said, well, this may last a couple months. How long can you stay in the house? I mean, can you believe this? How long can you do it? I mean, people are going to go crazy because sanity, folks, and happiness do not go together. And in a sense, this is a time I think where everybody's allowed to vent. You know, when you're sitting around going through something like this, where you're told you can't go out and play, you're told you can't go here, you can't work, you can't do this. Everybody has a chance to really get everything off their chest. And that's what I'm doing here tonight. And I have to tell you this, that I'm getting rich off this, just like the elites are getting rich. Little do you know that I do another show daily, and I've been doing it for the last 15, 20 years. And there have been good times and bad times. And I didn't realize during this tragedy that I would be getting rich just like some of the senators that sold their stock before everybody knew the stock market was going to crash. And then all these other people are getting $2 trillion today. They signed, yes, $2 trillion. And I happened to watch that. And, it's really funny. If I hear social distancing one more time, social distancing, it's no problem for me. I'm not the kind of person that really likes to be around a lot of people anyway. But, I figured since this is going on, why don't we have some fun with it? So the other day, I'm walking down the street and I see these two guys coming. Walking there. I don't think they were 6 feet away, but I just started running up to them and said, "Oh, Johnny, John, remember me? Come here. I want to give you a big hug." Man, they took off. Oh, God. They just took off. It's great. How about this one? Driving my car. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. Put a sign on your car. I've got the coronavirus. Then go somewhere where you want to go like 90 to 100 mile on the, just speed right past the police station. And I bet you they won't stop you. I'm not getting near that guy. I was thinking about this. I've always wanted to be, crime pays. And I've covered stories about the mafia. I've covered stories. I mean, I interviewed people from the Gambino family when I was in Italy, when they came to vacation and have pizza. I mean, I can tell you stories. But anyway, so I have this deep desire sometimes to be a criminal, but I never had I don't think I'd be a good one. But now's the time, man. Can you think about this? You go into a store coughing, go into a 7-Eleven tonight and just start. It doesn't come through the microphone, folks. And guess what? They're all going to clear out. The guy at the cash register's leaving. You'll have at least 5 minutes to go in there, clean the store out. And by the way, I got a call from somebody and said that he went to the store. He lives somewhere in Southern California. God knows why people live there anymore is beyond me. But he said, I walked into the store. It looked like I was in Venezuela. And I said, have you ever been to Venezuela? He said, no. I said, well, you know something? A friend of mine called me today and said that he went into a store and it cost $1,000 for some milk. So that's what we're looking for here. This is not going to end. This, folks, is the first salvo, as they say. And that's what they're telling us. I mean, I listen, I believe every word they say. You know, that's the way everybody is now. Can you imagine if the pioneers were looking down on us now? You know, I never liked the government from the beginning. From the time it started, you never trust those people. at the top. But can you imagine the pioneers? And they traveled all the way across the Rocky Mountains. They had to fight off Indian tribes, I mean, snakes, every possible thing. They got up every day and did it. And now they're looking down and going, these people are afraid to go outside because they're sneezing. I mean, what kind of sign does that give the world? America, listen to me. We're good at two things. We're a warring nation, folks. Do you realize that we've been at war all of but 20 years of our existence? Yes, under the guise of peace. We're at war. And the second thing is we are the best advertisers in the world selling our country. Oh, we've told people everything. Come to America. It's the greatest place in the world. You'll get rich. You'll come here. We've got the greatest ad campaign going. So now, how are people going to look at us? There's a guy right now in Somalia or Tanzania, they got 20 guys, or in Fiji, they got an army of 30 people. And they're going, we can take this country over. They're all in their house, afraid to go out because they're sneezing. I'm going, give me a break. Then there's this crazy guy. Where the hell was it? No, it's a woman in Ontario. Now, I don't know if she's real, because this gets into a real interesting scenario here. Because personally, I like to look at life this way, especially when I'm looking at politics and these pandemics that have been going on since 1976. I mean, there's always the end of the world coming. These people in the CDC, they don't realize, and I know people now are saying, Greg, you're being very irreverent tonight. There are people dying. I said, you know something? Before this COVID virus thing hit, one day before we were told we can't go out and play, 7,500 people on average die every day. I don't hear about it. I'm saddened over the fact that somebody I know or somebody died, of course, like anybody else. But at least I know what they die from. Now is the worst time to die. It's humiliating. I mean, you could walk down the street, get hit by a car, or get hit by a brick, or get hit by a falling pig. That I tell that story. It's great. Guy got hit by a falling pig, but you die of the coronavirus. Everything's the coronavirus, but 7,500 people every day on the average, they give us their numbers, die every year in America, die every day in America. They don't give us like 7,541. Today died, how would you like to wake up to the news every day? This is what they're doing to you. And like I said, I'm no fan of the mainstream media. I used to be involved with them, and I know a little bit about their shenanigans. And let me say this. They don't tell you 7,531 died today, 6,312 yesterday. But with this coronavirus, every day they got it right down to the number. Today it was 1,341. 2 hours later it was 63. And I'm going, where are the names? Who are these people? I don't know anybody that has it. Not one person. I've talked to many people. I talk to more people than most people do. And nobody has it. So where are these people die? Look, I know people die. I'm just saying, don't die now, because it'll be humiliating. It will be the COVID virus. If I die, somebody say, he had the COVID virus, or call it the COVID-19 pandemic, like I like to talk about it. And let's discuss this with some of my mainstream friends. Boy, that'd be fun. You know what? We got to take a break. And I want to say this. Go to my website at greganthonysjournal.wordpress.com, my sister show, The Investigative Journal. Go there and watch it.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. After I left baseball, I just couldn't stay in shape like I used to. Turns out, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. So I got back into the game with Nugenics. I'm feeling stronger with a lot more energy and drive. You want to get back into shape? Get Nugenics. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Frank's right. Just text FORCE to 321321 to get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And guys, she'll like the difference too.
Nugenix samples are not available in stores. To get your complimentary bottle, text FORCE to 321321. That's FORCE to 321321.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-716-9903. 800-716-9903. 800-716-9903. That's 800-716-9903.
Okay, Greg Anthony here, the greatest show on earth. Better than that Trump rally. That's what he tells us. You know, that's what I got so brainwashed on that. I said, got to get to a Trump rally, got to get to a Trump rally. But anyway, you can't go now. 10 people, forget about it. And the social distancing thing, let me get to that in a minute. But, I got to pay the bills. And I said I was getting rich over this. And I'm getting a lot of advertising, UseToiletPaper.com is one of the big advertisers I had on my morning show. And they figured out a way to recycle this. You got a problem getting toilet paper, just go to UseToiletPaper.com. They figured out a way to recycle it. It comes out a little brown, but it's still good. And then because of my connections, of course, I go back and forth. Across the border, it's closed. They closed the border down, but happily, it is still open for all of the cartels who are still allowed, because it's an essential business, to cross the border and, unload what they unload. So they can get across, and they're coming to the rescue here. And it's really something to watch. The cartel, I've got an advert, like I said, I'm getting rich off this. Cartel Tijuana Airlines has advertised with me, this morning. And I got a call from the FBI after that. And they said, is that true? And I said, well, I can't say, I'm their legal counsel. It's attorney-client privilege. But anyway, Cartel Tijuana Airlines, they felt bad because Americans can't fly now to Europe. But, they have purchased a lot of big air, jets to carry their goods across the border all the time. So they figured they'd help out their best customers. And so they've come to the rescue. If you can get to Tijuana, now I know a way you can get, there's a tunnel. I know exactly where it's at in Tijuana. So if you really want to email me after, go through that tunnel if you can't get across the border. And then come to Cartel Tijuana Airlines. And they're flying you free to any destination in Europe, And they're doing it as a public service for all the business that Americans have given them over the years. Now, that's a great one. How about Princess American cruise ships? You haven't heard about them recently. Have you heard about this one? Virtual cruises. Yes. No longer do you have to, get seasickness or do anything. They take you into a room, it's hazmat protected, and you put on your goggles for a small price and you're on your way anywhere. Fiji, Caribbean. And one of the first advertisers, my friends, this was interesting. The first show, I look back at my shows, and when did I start talking about this? And I started in February, and I think it was like the first week before it was really a big deal. And I thought, if you go back to my shows, I started a fictional novel about this. And it's actually better than the show they're putting on right now. And I'm going to get to that in the second half hour. And you're going to understand where I'm coming from on this, because this is just a big stage show. It's like the biggest, it's got the best ratings ever. It's a sitcom that now it's in the COVID virus stage. And I know who the directors and producers and the actors and everybody. And I want to tell you something. You guys are lucky. You're the extras, just like me. Yeah, we're an extra in this whole show. And I, for years, have been trying to get them to pay us $100 a day like you get in Hollywood. So I'll talk all about that in a second. But I wanted to end by saying this company got together when I first started doing these shows about the COVID virus. And it was washyourhands.com, teaching you how to wash your hands, your fingertips, everything. And they've now merged with Blow Your Nose. And so it's washyourhandsblowyournose.com. And it's a great website. It'll go there, teach you how to blow your nose so that you don't really scare anybody away anymore. And remember this. How does it feel? Like I said, I'm not a people person. I prefer to be out in the wilderness with animals, until, they get too close. But anyway, I never was one of those types of people that like big crowds, but I just don't like not to be told I can't go. I don't like somebody telling me that I can't go out. I don't like somebody telling me what I can eat. I don't like somebody telling me every day how many people are dying. I don't really need that. Do you? Do you like it? This is crazy, because in the second half hour, I'm also going to tell you where this all comes from, because this is, there's a little serious side to this as well. But this is the only way I can cope and get through it. I don't know about you. So listen, come back to my show in the second half hour. Greg Anthony, Anthony's Journal.wordpress.com, here on CRN Radio, Channel 3. They tell me I got 30 seconds. I'm getting used to this. I shouldn't waste a second. You never know how long you're going to live these days, right? See you on the other side.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Hill Street Cafe, Burbank, would like to thank all of you for your continued support. During these difficult times, Hill Street Cafe is remaining open for takeout and delivery service from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be offering a modified menu to keep prices down and maintain the best quality. The safety of their customers and employees is their top priority, and they're abiding by all CDC and Health Department regulations. Order via the Hill Street Cafe Chow Now app or on their website, hillstreetcafeonline.com. You have the option of curbside pickup. We will bring the food out to your car. You are also able to order for delivery or pickup via the normal food delivery apps like Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Hill Street Cafe is here to serve you. Call them at 818-845-0046 or come by to pick up at 3301 North Glen Oaks Boulevard in Burbank, California. Hill Street Cafe, Burbank. Pickup and delivery services are available at 818-845-0046 or visit them at hillstreetcafeonline.com.
Okay, folks, we're back on the Greg Anthony Show here on CRN Channel 3. I'll be here, by the way, every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. So make sure you come back and listen next week because, you know, Friday nights, like I said, man, we got to just let loose a little bit. This is getting heavy, what's happening here. We've been cooped up too long, and you know what happens? It's cabin fever, man. People are going to start going out of their minds. I mean, can you imagine? Martha, I'm not taking out the garbage anymore. It's too dangerous. And, you know, the kids and everybody's going to start going crazy at home, and the fights will begin. Oh, my God, I can see it now. I didn't, you know, let's go to dinner. Oh, I got to eat your food again. You've eaten my food, Ralph, for how many years? You know, something, I'm going out to dinner. There's no place to go. You know, it's tough. It's tough when there's nowhere to go. And what are we going to do? The powers that be are keeping us here. And I'll get to this in a minute. And it's a stage show, folks. It's a big theater. It's a sitcom they've been putting on for years. I've been following it. And, you know, once you understand who they are, then you can have fun with this because everybody's asking me. Right now, I'm pretty popular. You know, my brother, for example, who never believed a word I said, you conspiracy theorist, Greg. And I said, it's not a conspiracy theory, Paul. You know, I can prove this stuff that they tell us with their signs, their symbols, their mottos. And I'd say to him, I said, hey, do you know why there's 2 fascist symbols behind the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C.? And he'd go, no. And I go, well, if you don't know, then they're going to keep being invisible and getting away with these pandemics like this. I mean, that's why they get away with it. Nobody knows who the hell they are. And then we get the mainstream media covering for them, you know? And isn't it interesting? And I love this because, when I was young and stupid, and now I'm old and stupid, but when I was young and very idealistic, I said, man, someday I'm going to be a New York Times reporter. Oh my God. Did I realize what they were? No. But, I really have look at these people, like, for example, Fox News and CNN. Let's just take them for an example, to give you an example where it come from. Now, I'm going to give you a word here. So look it up. Hegelian dialectic. They've been doing this for years. So normally what happens on Fox, if you're a Trump supporter, you're going to go there and love it. Oh, man. In fact, I'm not even a Trump supporter. I understand this, that I don't take sides, but I still enjoy that more. I've turned into a closet Republican, even though I don't believe in, Republicans and Democrats because they all work together, and I'll explain that. But anyway, uh, so you're going to go there and love it. Oh, you hate these globalists, Ocasio Cortez, and all that stuff. Come back once this COVID virus thing uh, cools down, so to speak. You know, once it cools down, I want to do a show just on where she came from because she's an actress, and they even admit that Ocasio Cortez went to an audition to become the representative, to become one of these socialist representatives that they want to take over the Democratic Party. All right, I'll get into that another day. But isn't it amazing, though? Right before this COVID virus hit, they were at each other's throats. The globalists hate the Trump supporters, the dirty Walmart shoppers, the smelly Walmart shoppers. I, in fact, like going to Walmart. But anyway, and then the Trump supporters, these globalists and all this stuff, they're at each other's throats. But as soon as this hits, they're all together. It's amazing to me how they all come together on these pandemics, but they can't really tell you what the hell it is. I mean, this is a good one. It's like Groundhog Day all over again. So let me just tell you this, though. There is, and I'm going to be serious for one moment before I start losing it again. I can't, it's Friday night. We got a vent. Everybody has a right to their own feelings of this. If you think it's real, that's fine. If you think it's a fake, that's fine too. Because we're all sitting at home. They're telling us we can't go out and play. Well, Trump said, oh, wait a minute. I may let you out of the house by Easter. Oh, thank you. By Easter. Oh, God. So, you know what? That's what really ticks me off. I got to stay I can't go out and play. And you're going to tell me that? But really, just for a second here, there has been, folks, in this show, I've dealt with it for many years. There has been an enemy stalking America for well over 200 years. And, the question I'm asking you is this enemy about to apply its death grip from which we'll never recover? On this show, I talk about who this enemy is. So come back, who they have used in history. And this is for all the kids out there, because you know what? Despite school, they're going to learn more now without going to these public schools. I mean, what the hell are they teaching these kids now? You know, Same bathrooms. You can be a boy one day, a girl the next. If that would have happened when I went to school, and I went to a Catholic school, uh, the priest would have hit me over the head with a ring if I came in one day and said, Father, I'm going over to the ladies' bathroom there where the nuns go because I think I'm a girl. They hit me over the head and ring, say, get the hell out of here. You know, but things have changed. So, I mean, who's teaching these things? Well, they're teaching these things in public schools. So, we on my show go through history. I tell you who this enemy is and how they, were doing these things throughout history. And, I've said many times on my show, I want all my money back from every college course I took, my history classes, because they left out a lot of things that are really important. And then I'm also going to tell you who's aiding and helping this enemy from within today. And, how the final scenes will unfold. And, since we mentioned the word scenes, this is a great big act. And I know how this thing works because I've got secret reporters. If you know of a place called Georgetown University, you might think it's just, oh, really? It's where they started the School of Foreign Service. Well, there's a tunnel between Georgetown and the White House, and that's where the whole show gets put together for the day. It's like their daily meeting on what their actors are going to say. So the good Jesuit fathers come down. The director, this one is Father Luigi Franconi. He's the director of this COVID virus thing, doing a hell of a job. I'm putting him up for director of the year. And he said, listen, guys, Trumpy, Biden, and you're all here today. You got to make this thing a little scarier. People are starting to catch on to this. You know, this is real box office hit stuff. So come on, get it a little scarier. Say it's going to come back again. And by the way, we need some better crisis actors. These people you're putting on that saying they're dying, they put two or three people on, and then we're supposed to think 1,000 people have died. I want to know their names. Death reports, everything. Is that asking too much? If you're putting these names out? Before this, I didn't hear you say anything, you know. So anyway, they're looking for crisis actors, the guys that get on and you think they're really ill or they're sick now, or the ones that they've used in the past for a lot of these other, and I hate to use a word, but I'm going to use it, false flag events that they put on. Call me, there's a song, call me irresponsible, call me, was it unforgivable? But call me a skeptic because, you know, this has gotten to a point where I think people are starting to see what the end game is here. And that is this whole socialist idea. And I know I'm going to say something here that's true. Always when you hear that, he's lying. But anyway, this is a fact. I want to give the people that are created socialism credit. You're going to have to look back to the Paraguay, it's called the Paraguay reductions of the 16th, 17th century by our good Jesuit priests who got together with the Spanish government and decided to use the Guarani Indians as slaves. And they created socialism there. I'll get into that at another time in depth because it's a great history story and everybody should know. Because I want these people to finally get credit. I'm not going to give credit to Karl Marx. Fox just ran a series on the history of socialism. Now, how could they run a series with a straight face and not include the real beginnings of it? That's what really shocks me about what we get here in America. One reason why I wanted to get all my money back from these universities when I went to history class all these years in high schools. But anyway, so they get together in this tunnel, and the director's telling them that they need crisis actors. So guess what? After that, they found out that I have a SAG card. Yes, I do. I'm not joking. Got it in Italy when I lived there. They needed faces, look like Americans. And so they called me, said, Greg, we need a crisis actor. Can you do it? I said, well, what do you want me to do? And they said, well, you've been the kind of guy that doesn't need much direction. We can tell. You're a free thinker. There's a few of you left. And thank God there are a few free thinkers. How many free thinkers are left in this world? I mean, give me a break. Where is George Carlin now when we need him? He coined the best phrase in the world, owners. Your owners want you. They're going to tell you what to do. Poor George. They'll probably say he died of the COVID virus or something. But you know what? We need him now, boy. I'd love to listen to him. I could use him during this time. But better than any kind. Okay, better than anything at all. But anyway, let me finish this and get to a guest who decided to come on from Italy. Okay, let me finish this. It's an act. It's a stage show. And they asked me to be a crisis actor. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And I put on my show. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act like I'm really sick. And okay, give it to us. Audition. I don't know if I got the part yet, but I said, okay. I was walking down the street. It was terrible. And I just couldn't breathe. And I didn't have a ventilator. Why don't they get me a ventilator? I collapsed. Somebody drugged me home. This fever came on. And then, it was so hot I could boil an egg on it. I didn't have a thermometer, so I put an egg on my forehead and it boiled. But you know what? Then I'm laying in bed. Morning comes, and I think I'm going to die. And I looked out the window, and there was Mother Mary in a tree, a Mother Mary apparition. I thought I was in Fatima. I thought I was somewhere in Medjugorje. And she said, Gregory, we're going to heal you. We need your voice of freedom. I said, oh, okay. You know what? The next minute, I'm fine. No more COVID virus. But anyway, I don't know if I got the part yet. I don't know if that Mother Mary will go over well with the Jesuits. But anyway, I got to get to my guest. He's a little late, but that's okay. He's from Italy. Leo Zagami's back with me. Leo, how are you? Are you there?
Yeah, all good, all fine,
Good.
And glad at least to get to the last part of your show. Sorry if I didn't manage for the first part.
Hey, let me see. We got some time. We got time. That's all we got is time right now. Leo, I had to get you back. Tell us the update on Italy, and also then you sent me a story today that was. Go ahead.
Of course, today's story is the indulgence, the plenary indulgence that was delivered urbi et orbi by the Pope for the first time in history without anybody in St. Peter's Square. He was alone, and he conducted this ritual alone, and it was definitely a desolating and quite ominous spectacle worthy of the end times. So I know that you have.
What is this? Tell our listeners what this was. What blessing this was.
Well, it happens only a few times in the life of a pope that he delivers this kind of indulgence, because it's something that is usually given after the election, or maybe a Christmas period, or at Easter. And it's, of course, a way of forgiving your flock's sins. But today it was a different kind of scenario. It was a more ominous scenario because in Italy we have reached over 9,000 deaths. I had myself a friend who was just brought into hospital today, and others who have had even relatives dying. So I will say that it's not about crisis actors, but it's about the real people, because I've actually been able to be on the phone with them, talk to them. And this friend of mine who was brought to hospital this morning, he's actually a doctor, a family doctor, and unfortunately he didn't have the medical equipment for protecting him from the virus. He only had a mask, but he didn't even have the proper gloves.
Right.
Because they had run out of medical equipment very soon, and he was very unlucky because in the first days of the spreading of the virus, when it was only in this red zone in Lombardy, he got somebody who had been to Codogno, who was one of the first towns where it started this whole thing, and he kept him at a distance, but of course that wasn't enough. And last week he had also his father, who was also a doctor, dying. So that was my experience for today, and I was pretty sad to see that he had to go to hospital, but he was feeling sick, increasingly sick, so he didn't feel like the quarantine was enough. On top of that, I can tell you that there is definitely some ominous signs happening, but it's all surrounding the Moloch. You see, Moloch is the bringer of plagues, and since he was placed in the Colosseum in September, it was only bad things happening. And finally, on Sunday, they will remove the statue of Moloch from the Colosseum. At least that was supposed to happen before this whole COVID-19 crisis. Now they're not sure about it any longer.
Okay, I want to get into that, Leo, and explain why they brought Moloch there in the first place. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Leo Zagami, and Leo, boy, I've known him for years, and Leo gives me some great information coming from Italy, and has been doing it now for the last 20 years. Back in a couple minutes here on the Investigate. Oh, that's my old show, sister show, the Greg Anthony Show on CRN Radio.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Looking for a great dinner option for you and the family? Indulging in Ruth's Chris Steakhouse has never been easier with Ruth's Anywhere. Select from steakhouse favorites prepped in our kitchen and enjoyed at your table on your time. Enjoy all of your steakhouse favorites, like our $40 prefix menu and more. Just call us at your favorite Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and place your order by phone. We look forward to serving you. Find out more at ruthschris.com or call your local Ruth's Chris Steakhouse today. Remember, Ruth's Chris is open for takeout every day. If you like, we'll even deliver your takeout order when you arrive at the restaurant. Let us know when you place your order at your local Ruth's Chris Steakhouse today. Pickup or delivery to your car. Visit us at ruthschris.com. That's ruthschris.com.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
Okay, folks, Greg Anthony here. And remember, truth is stranger than fiction. But, you know, fiction is obliged to stick to certain possibilities. Truth isn't. And that's Mark Twain. And I heard that Mark Twain commercial, so I thought of a quote by Mark. What would he say today? Leo Zagami is my guest. Leo, before I get to Moloch, a pagan god, and his presence in the Colosseum, there's been so many different views on where this has come from, where the COVID-19 came from, and what the end game is. I want yours. Where'd this come from, and what's the end game? Are you there? Hello. Leo, are you there?
Yes. Sorry, we had a little
good.
technical problem. Yes, regarding where
Did you hear my question?
Yes, I got your question. Regarding where it's coming, where it comes from, we were lucky enough in Italy to have the Italian media, RAI, with its scientific program, to actually report on it already back in 2015 when they were working at it in the lab in Wuhan that is close to this live meat market where it eventually ended up from the lab, which is only 300 meters away. And these images were shown to the Italian people back in 2015 with a warning that was issued by Nature magazine regarding this dangerous experiment of mixing the coronavirus from the bat with the SARS from the mouse. And this is obviously something that is being patented for biological warfare operations. And so the danger of it today is bigger than it's actually perceived by society. While we are here discussing yet if it's real or not real, Russians have sent a whole biological warfare unit to Bergamo, arriving, and I've showed on my YouTube channel tanks of biological warfare experts arriving, and also I showed on my show how these experts were dressed up in special gear, and they were very meticulous about interacting with the local doctors and everything. They were really super meticulous about washing them, their tanks, their vans, their trucks, whatever they had. And so it's a very serious what is happening in Italy, because we are in the middle of biological warfare, and the Russians have understood that, because they are about to get the COVID-19 strong in their country too. But it is coming from China. China is responsible, but is responsible under the Chinese Communist Party, meaning that once you defeat the Chinese Communist Party, you will finally get the real Chinese.
Are you there?
Okay. You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
That's what today, for example, I don't know if you know, but in Wuhan, there has been clashes with the police, because people have terminated their quarantines and gone to more or less normal life, but they are not allowed yet to leave the city of Wuhan. And they were pretty angry about that.
60 seconds. Tell us what the end game is in your estimation.
The end game is to increase the will be obliged to all the people who contracted the virus, and then there will be also microchipped with the tattoo microchip promoted by Bill Gates, which is the mark of the beast. The end is near, meaning the mark of the beast. And to avoid it means also to avoid this sickness.
Okay, Leo. Leo Zagami. Hey, thanks a lot, Leo. We'll call on you again. That was Leo Zagami from Italy telling us what's going on there. Hey, come back next week on crnradio.com, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., The Greg Anthony Show. You won't be disappointed. Come back next week.
Which is most important because